This is Hidden Well. It's a remote location and a very low production well. Only the actual well itself only produces about 2 gallons a minute in water, but it's in a very important location. Is that we've got all this grass around and no other water for a couple of miles, so this is a pretty important well. So to try and improve trying to make the most use of the water, initially what we used to do, or in most cases, pumps the water into the stock tank, and then the overflow from the stock tank runs into a dirt pond down there. But dirt ponds have a couple of problems. One, they've got they lose a lot of water to seepage, and you lose a lot of water to evaporation. And then when the cows do come to drink in it, they stand in the water and muck up the water, which they don't really like, and I'm sure it's not healthy for them. So what we're going to try and do is utilize this water a lot better. So for years now, there's been this old storage tank, that big red thing behind the pump jack, but it hasn't been used because the pressure heads and all the plumbing was shot, and it was going to be expensive and difficult to get that all changed out. So what I did, I fitted up this micro pump. It's actually a bilge pump for, as you can see that. So real cheap, and that cost me less than $20, and fitted it up to pump from here into that storage tank, and then when the cows need it, so when they drink down the stock tank, there's a float switch in there which controls the solenoid right there, and that puts extra water back into the stock tank. So we're able to store a lot of water in that storage tank. I don't have to worry about evaporation, I don't have to worry about seepage, and the cows end up with a much cleaner drink. So what I'm doing here, like I said, the little tiny pump pumps up there. This is all controlled through an Arduino Uno board. That's what it is, Uno board. So it's real simple. It's real simple programming, and just a couple little external electronics to make this work. It's all run from the power, the alternator on the small diesel Deutsch motors. This powers the Uno board, and it powers the pump and the solenoid. Something about these pumps, I think this is pretty cool. It's just a cheap pump, but it puts out, depending on the level. Right now, going up to the top of that tank, it's putting out about 3 gallons per minute, which is actually more than the well's producing. And so it's pumping 3 gallons a minute to a 10-foot head. Down at lower levels, it can pump up to 10 gallons a minute. So what this means is that those little pumps can be used to, with a couple $100 of solar panels, those little pumps could be used in spring locations. So to pump water from the spring, where the cows are normally mucking it out, pump it into a tank, so we've got cleaner water for the cows, and we're also preventing the springs from getting mucked out, and it'll also mean that there's more water available for the cows. So I thought that was a pretty cool use of those little pumps.